Hey, what does a Daily Mirror blueprint punk geezer actually look like?
Well, Johnny sits there and he's like, no, I'm going to get a bit on the floor. Where's the granny old beat? And they think they've got to act like that. Yeah. Anarchy, fucking anarchy. That's a Daily Mirror blueprint of punk, just an idiot.
But what does he look like as well?
Oh,
got Durex hanging out.
It wears a chain. You get the old chain from here to here, like, and the hair's totally gone. 3 different colours.
Well, who invented that image then?
Walt Disney, as far as I know. I mean, something like that, isn't it? I mean, it's just like dopey. I mean, they've got to do that, though, because you can't present to an housewife someone who's fairly articulate, who knows what he's talking about, because who's going to be afraid of that and who's going to condemn that?
Yeah, right.
They've got to, you know, there's got to be this common enemy. It can't be anyone who's got any sense. He's got to be this absolute, you know, person who wants to rip society down and rape your grandchildren and this and that.
Well, I lived about half a mile down the road from Jim, and I just asked him if he needed a drummer one day, and just at that time he did. I was very lucky.
I was very lucky to get in. I said, right, he had all these drums set up in his bedroom, and I said, like, you know, play away, like, you know. So he did about 20 seconds, and I said, that's it, you're in the band. Most punk drummers can't even get out one beat, let alone all that.
Certain privileged people in this country who can do what they want and go anywhere they want in the world because their family have got that money. No one asks why.
Britain's just plodding on. It's always been plodding on ever since the war.
Put back, what was it, say 2 years ago, and we're going along, we thought, you know, and we're watching the television where, you know, you see your type of people portrayed as the salt of the earth, good old, you know, brackets moron, but good old people, you know, he's a cockney, he's a good geezer, he's a character. So you think, oh, you know, and there's a lot of people making a lot of money out of all that, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people around the country, and you read about, you know, weddings where the bride wore the family jewels and this and that, and they're, you know, and they're the apathetic people who I want to have it. That's the people I want to get rid of. All them apathetic rich kids who just couldn't care less, you know what I mean? They think like, when they see groups, they read about groups saying, the dole, whatever the actual standards are, you know, anarchy and all this. And they think it's sun lyrics. They don't realise that some people have to live on the dole, you know, and they don't care that some people have to. Just because they got, you know, they got these places in the country and all that.
I'm saying the people in it are very subdued in this country. I mean, no one wants to stand up and say what he's really talking about, and no one really knows what they're really about. Because, like, in Britain, like, it's all mashed up. There's no, you know, I mean, Conservative, Labour, right, Liberal. I mean, I can't tell, you know, if I've got to vote, say last year I had to vote, I can't tell the difference. But all I voted for was the one that wasn't in. All right, perhaps there would be a change. No one can tell the difference, you know. The only difference is when some... Huh?
It's not a proper choice.
Of course it isn't, no.
I mean, that's why the National Front are probably going to
That's why, because of the apathy. That's why the Front are getting in, because they've got the old, you know, the old Union Jack swaying in the breeze. The old granny goes, oh, they're British boys, you know, reminds me of the war. Let's tick their little name, you know, that's why it happens.
I mean, instead of them kids growing up, you know, trying to be, you know, a punk rocker or a skinhead or an Hells Angel or a teddy boy in there, you know, and wearing a uniform and fighting each other, right? They should start having a go at the things that are wrong for a change, like, you know.
If you say to them, why are you bashing his head in, he'll go, I don't know, crash and hit him again.
Yeah.
If it ain't apathy, what is? He's satisfied with going along and getting his head kicked in.
They could be channeling all that energy, what they used to be, a bloke's head, into maybe doing something a bit different, like forming a band, which is what's happened. Because you find a lot of bands, maybe kids who might like been roaming in the streets, or if they hadn't been in a band, they would have been carting away a telephone box or something. You know, they're channeling those like violent frustration. I sound like Marjorie Proof. Sort of doing something more constructive.
You can come and see a band, like a punk band, right? And you're seeing aggression on stage, right? You're seeing somebody saying something that you want to say, doing something that you want to do, being aggressive is what you want to be aggressive, and you can enjoy it instead of doing it.
I don't really like the word success, because the word success to me means a certain something you aim for, and I ain't aiming for anything, just enjoy. I think every group should just say what they want to. I don't think anyone should think of success. I just don't like the word. It's something in school you want to be successful in school, you know, like it's all like a bit part of competition. Want to be a successful football team, want to be a successful athlete. You know, it's just about like, I want to be better than the next man. It shouldn't be like that. It should be everyone just doing what they want to do. They should be aiming for success.
The idea of success varies, you know. I mean, you shouldn't have one. I mean, some people's idea of success is to be a top lawyer, you know, and like a group, they don't think about success. They just think about how they can get better. The day they think they've succeeded and got as far as they wanted, they should pack it in.
Yeah, because like if you come on with your shirt, your tie undone, you get told off for it, you know. And you know, no one does turn around and say, "Hold on a minute," you know.
You know.
Long hair, yeah, and all that, and it's obedience.
They're supposed to be teaching me, setting me up for my life. They're supposed to be teaching me sort of stuff, I suppose. You know, they think it's going to help you get on in life. But the reason they chucked me out, really, was because I had long hair. Yeah. Which had nothing to do with what's going on inside the long hair, you know. I mean,
they're just imposing obedience and their own standards on you for the first, like, you know, all these years. And you never allowed the question, you know, now hang on a minute, why have I got to respect you? What have you ever done to make me respect you, apart from you being older than me?
And while you're saying that, the old cane's coming down in your head.
That's it, you say that, and you know, what do? They beat you with a bit of wood, which is as simple as it is. And that's it.
But
you're rich, and your parents can afford to send you to these schools where you call the teacher Charlie and all this, and you know, they teach you what's it and this and that. I mean, I'd go in a restaurant, because I know a lot of these, like, menus in French, you know, I can't read, I've never wanted, don't bother me that I can't read French, but these is old as time, I've got this education with this and that, and I can't understand how some people can, you know, be satisfied to live over that side. You know, why don't they ever get out? It's because I've been taught that's all there is to it. You leave school, you get a job, you get married, you have kids, and that's it, and you just keep them 2% going, you know, all this. You keep that little, what's his name in his job, and you keep these kids going like that because you never say anything about it. Well, we do, it's about time somebody did.
When we think no, well, we're not aggressive anymore, we can't write songs to be the same as what the kids, down to the kids level anymore, then we get out of it. At least I will, I don't know about them three.
Why, because does the music reflect what the audience thinks?
No, we reflect how we are. How can I sing Hey Little Rich Boy, or They Don't Understand, or songs like that, when I'm earning a nice few bob from the people that are buying my records? You can't do things like that, it's taking the mickey.
Do you know why you prefer some groups more than others? Obviously you do, yeah.
Personally, the way they approach, you know.
You get a feeling off a group, you know. You get like a feeling come when you see them. You can tell if they're posers, you know, just jumped on the bandwagon.
Right? because I mean we could get on the stage and I could just go, right, this is called My Old Granny Don't Like Me No More, right? Right, you ready? My old granny don't like me no more. I hate the audience, I hate everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. My old granny hates my cat. I hate her bleeding cat. My old granny. My old granny. My old granny. When we could do that all night long.
Oh, in fact, that's no good.
Of course it ain't, man.
Well, like, we go down the Vortex a lot, and, you know, it's a new club that's open, and they have 4 bands a night, and often you do get these bands who just come on, they think, overnight they'll cut their hair off, stick a safety pin in the jacket, leap up, unlearn all their fine playing, and just thrash it about a bit, write a few songs about the doll, and you're a punk band. That's the other end of the scale to the bands like The Clash, who play some of the most sort of inventive music about.
Yeah.
We write songs for audience participation.
Clash have been playing Clash music since they formed right at the beginning. And
With
they,
a style of their own sort of thing.
yeah, they believe what they write, they believe every word they write, there's absolutely no excess. You know, they've got their pulse on what's going on.
And are they very critical socially of what's going on?
Yeah, I mean their songs are angry, because they're angry at the way they've had to be right. Mick Jones, he's a guitarist, he got a job sorting letter bombs for the GPO, you know, and he was offered a job like that, you know, and they wanted him to open all the mail which might have letter bombs in or something. You know, and this is the way they've been
That's in one of
treated.
the songs now, I mean, it goes, career opportunities.
Yeah, I mean it inspired him to write that
The
song.
lyrics, they offered me the office, they offered me the shop, they said I better take any job they got. Do you want to make tea at the BBC? Do you really want to be a clerk? Career opportunities, the ones that never knock. Every job they offer you to keep you off the dock. Career opportunities, the ones that never knock. And when you get a letter bomb,
I ain't going to open letter bombs for you.
Yeah, so it says I hate the civil service too, and I'm not going to open letter bombs for you. I'm all right.
And
I
that's
mean,
from his experience.
I mean, if you're Lord Ponsonby's son, you sit down, it's just, you know, you're sitting there with this music, and what's it mean to you? You know, it's just an angry noise. But the kids who've come through that, it's someone at last, you know, that's it, it's there.
And they do a song called London's Burning, which,
Yeah.
London's Burning with Boredom.
Right.
And he said he wrote that in his bedroom, which is like the 18th floor and that. And I stood in his bedroom, looked over the view, like where he wrote the song. And it really is there, you know, there's like 20 tower blocks in the distance like that.
A really serious song is something when you're going to get the words across, and you've got to get them across in the best possible way.
When you know, you read a normal book written by a normal guy, you know, read the bestsellers, and they're right, you know, that's not the way they teach you in school. You've got to write for, you know, in school, like, I don't know who you're supposed to write for in school. This great guy in the sky, you know, like, exact. You know, you have to change. You have to change your style. But I left school, right, for 2 years. You ain't writing, and suddenly when you start writing, like with sniffing glue, you're writing like you're talking. You know, that's the way you should write.
That's the worst imitation in school, because it's even, this is going to sound bad, but you're writing, and you have people, you're building up this like old character in your story or whatever, and he speaks, oh dash it, I wish we had done that sooner. And you've got to write him talking like that, and you think, no, you try and put something into it, so you go, you spelt this wrong. I said, yeah, well that's how it's pronounced, laugh, L-A-R-F. And if he says, I'm having a laugh, I mean, what kind of character is that? And so that's it. I mean, you're brought up to believe that, you know, everyone speaks like when they don't. I mean, they give it a total lie in school. They teach you to believe what, you know, like the old Lenny Bruce bit, what should be instead of what is. I mean, they bring up this, what should be, but they don't ever tell you what is. No, it never tell you what is. You know, you believe that it's going to be like this, and they let you believe in this mythical one day when it all falls into place. One day, you know, one day you'll be head and one day this.
Well, I was working in a bank, and you know, and all just going to work into music. Was going, so you used to go see bands in the clubs, the marquee, the sort of club scene, Hot Rods, Feel Goods, Kersal Flyers, those sort of bands. And then come along, suddenly this name crept up in the papers, punk rock, you know, new wave this, new wave that. The Ramones album come out, was released. I bought a copy. I was inspired enough to write just an article about it, which I made into a fanzine, which is a magazine written by fans, and which I've got a big collection of, you know, all old ones. And that's how it happened. Then I got into the London acts, which were named as punk rock acts, Sex Pistols, and it grew from there, you know. I left the bank and started having the magazine full time. couple of jobs, you know, the most exciting ones would be an office boy for an advertising agency.
Yeah.
What shall I pick? You
And
know
then you're
what I
reading
mean?
the
I'm back
papers.
on the dole.
And then you're reading
Easy.
the paper like some
No
rich
competition.
kid's son has runs up a bigger bill in drugs every month than your old man can earn in his life. You know, so-and-so's had a new nose put in because they're coke and everything, you know, because
Yeah.
they're bored, you know. They run up a big drugs bill and you never see that kind of money. You think, why is it like that? And you don't know about any end product, but it just shouldn't be like that. That's all you know. I mean, you know, maybe it is the fault of the education. We don't know what we want.
Play the papers, right? I mean, what's more disgusting, right? They put down the Sex Pistols for calling the Queen a moron, which she didn't anyway. And yet they're printing every week a sick story about Diana Dawes and her love life with Elvis Presley. What's more sick and disgusting than that story about, you know what I mean? Diana Dawes chirping up, I was in love with Elvis when the guys died last week.
You know,
And what's
she's
more
picking
sick,
up a nice
or just
little
one line in a
25 grand out
record
of
which
whatever
weren't
it is.
even... No, they're,
You know.
they're sick, you know, not us.
Zigzag took an advert out in the Sun, paid £1,000 for it, and it was just like the front cover, which had a girl on it, and I suppose she was, you know, like standing there, and she was looking quite raunchy, I suppose. They wouldn't put the advert in because they said it was obscene.
Yeah.
And that was in the Sun. The front cover of that very issue, which our advert was omitted from, had "My Nights of Love with a Mad Rapist." You know, plastered all over the front. Buy it, you know.
You could have taken over page 3.
Yeah, I mean, and there's page 3, you know, and we get banned. We pay him £1,000 and get that.
There's a well interviewed Degenerate and his mum,
Yeah,
didn't they?
right, yeah.
And because Dee's like 15, whatever he is now, and his mum is a real big supporter, like, you know, New Wave and all that. And she said the reporter come down and was really amiable, chatting, buying beers, and she was saying, oh, you know, I never realised, you know, it was sort of like anything to it other than, you know, moronic shouting. News of well on Sunday, the sick world had his mother led her kid into the sick world and they slaughtered her. Said she's a mum in a million, thank God. But all the time that was out, the report was toading and licking and all round her. Went back and, you know.
They print the answer, but they don't print the question.
Yeah.
You know, like the slits. You know, the reporter went along, and he was asking this girl about, like, a personal territory, you know, and he was saying, well, do you like sort of playing around with yourself and that?
Yeah, that's the
And
report was always
then
telling
she'll
jokes, yeah.
say, what are you on about? Why are you asking me about that? Or, you know, then
You know.
she'll maybe start talking about it. They won't print the question. It's just like by magic, she started talking about,
You know, I think
Yeah.
these
You know,
girls are morons. What
they
they can
think,
talk about is, you know...
what are these
right,
girls? You know, this is what the teenage girls of Britain are getting up to now. This is how far it's gone.
I think it's sad if people can only get into one type of music because there's so much music out there that's to be enjoyed. And if you're only into one type of music, you're missing out on so many other things, you know.
Whoever thought that up, you know, I mean, ignorance is bliss. It's just a sedative, isn't it? you know, keeps you all nice and subdued. You go and put the box on, you see the country must be alright, because guys and dolls are up there telling us that we all hold hands and smile, everything's alright. Well, everything ain't alright. That's all there is to it.
I mean, if it's in you to say it, you should say it.
Just say it.
Christ, you know, that's what punk's about, freedom of speech.